Utes. Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Bryn, here with Gary and James. If you are here in the chat, please make sure you give us a like. And to everyone who is listening, whether or not live or the next day, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Please make sure you're following us on all of our social media accounts. If you're listening through any of the podcast sources, give us a sweet review. We'd love it. And give us a super thanks or a super chat. We would love it so much. And a big wave to everyone who's in the chat right now. Thank you for being here on this Monday night. You know, it is what it is. But before we get into
got plenty to say though.
We do want to thank our sponsor, Thomas Orthodontics. Make sure you look him up at thomasortho.com. We also want to give a big thanks to Nothing Bunt Cakes in Foothill Village.
I ate so many of those.
They gave us some cakes for the tailgate on Saturday, and God, they're just so good.
I had a new one this week that had raspberry in it.
Yeah, it was like their white chocolate raspberry.
Unreal.
All their cakes are so
Unreal.
good. So make sure you look them up. And again, they do sell them in the stadium on game day. So.
Get out of here, Ben. It's too early, buddy. We haven't even started.
We got to get rolling here first.
Let us get through the sponsors first, dude.
Yeah, well.
Sheesh.
Anyways,
shut up, Jesse.
Jesse. I mean, before we get to the game, let's just give a quick shout out, recap how you felt about the whole weekend, because obviously there was a ton going on.
About the people we met.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's talk about game day. So we met a few of you at game day, which, again, thank you so much for saying hi. If you do see us anywhere, feel free to say hi.
Gary wants to give you a hug.
That's me.
That sounds like him, right? Jake. We met Jake at game day that morning when we went over there. And Andrus, that was his name.
Yep.
Andrus. We loved seeing everybody's signs too. I think my favorite were the two Michigan guys that you talked to.
Yeah, those were great.
About they weren't there to scout.
Yeah, we weren't here scouting or whatever it said.
Stealing the signs. And thank you to everyone who stopped by the tailgate. So Nancy, thank you for stopping by. You and your husband. Amy stopped by. Stephanie stopped by. Tyler stopped by. Oregon Ute. That was so fun to meet you. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope you enjoyed your trip. I mean, it was a pretty day.
I met Albert Gamboa for the first time.
Oh yeah, Albert. We met Albert
Shout
too.
out to Albert.
Isn't that he's been super fan Utah forever. We follow each other.
Finally
Never met the guy.
person. Am I missing anybody? I feel like that was everybody.
There was a guy I met in the line going into the stadium.
In the urinal.
I didn't get his name. He listens or watches. I'm not sure. Hey man, I'm going in. I could tell he was looking at me.
Who is this guy?
Now, should that guy be in a
I know
wheelchair?
is this guy? Who is this old guy? He needs,
This old
services
dude.
here to get in. But then he goes, he asked about the podcast. I said, yeah. And he goes, yeah, you look different live than you do on camera. Something like that.
Is that a good thing or
Which
a
is
bad
true. Which is true. Thanks,
Yeah,
Jesse, for that.
Jesse. That's a reminder to James.
We are watching the Raiders.
Raiders
lose,
By the way,
Game is
the
on.
Raiders are in the background. I'm just,
They're just going to lose. Just accept it now. It's not even worth watching.
okay, let's
Anyways.
move along.
Game day was fun. I mean, I don't know any of you who went. The crowd was amazing. I really was so impressed with the crowd, both on Saturday morning and then
the McAfee show. The crowd was incredible.
I think that's where it really impressed me was
Yeah.
how many people showed up on Friday for the McAfee show. And then, of course, you've got the coolest coach in the land.
That was pretty sweet
Coach
rolling
Kyle
in on a Harley.
Whittingham. He's
Didn't
the,
expect
Legalist.
this, dude.
he's the only coach that can pull that off. I'm sorry, but like anyone else that would have tried, that would have just looked dumb.
Yeah.
But Kyle, he can pull it off.
It was fun.
Game day was
fun.
cool. It was a good experience. I mean, I've been to every one that they've done. You know, it's always fun. We were kind of in the back. I wasn't waking up at 3 a.m. to be on the front row. But that part was fun, and then that was kind of the peak of the day, and
then the game.
And then the game.
All right, man. Let's talk. Let's talk football.
Go for it, Gary. What do you want to say about the game?
Here's my analysis. Here's the analysis of the game. So here's this.
That's a compliment, Texas, Mike.
Here is a stat sheet.
Wow.
Wow.
Dramatic.
We got our butts kicked. That's my analysis.
Amen.
It was a
On
good
to
old-fashioned butt kicking from start to finish. There's nothing else more to say. What do you want to say?
No, they were.
All right, there's my
That's it.
analysis.
I don't. It really. It's hard trying to think of what we were going to talk about today. I was like, because usually we like to come in, we like to kind of break it down, talk about the offense, talk about the defense, talk about special teams. There's not one thing to talk about.
There's things to talk about.
No, but like, there's no positives to talk about.
Hey,
We're talking about the game.
I try and be positive. There's no positives.
I'll give a couple positives. The stadium was full. That was a positive.
For a while.
The must looked freaking lit.
Yeah,
the first snap of the game.
For a while.
There was a delay of game. Their first play of the game was a delay of game, and then that was kind of the end of it. That's going to go downhill from there. But I'm just gonna say this. Here's what I'll say. Usually we come here and it's like, man, after a loss, and it's like, gosh, if this had happened or if this had happened, if Utah could have won, even the Oregon State game this year, right? It was frustrating because it was like, I think we could have won that game if the offense could have just done something. This game I left and I just went, they are just the better football team. There's nothing that could have happened. Oregon came in with a phenomenal game plan. They beat us on both lines of scrimmage, which very rarely happens. Bo Nix impressed the crap out of me. He is a Heisman caliber quarterback. There's no question about it. Oregon is a playoff contender. There is no question about it. I think, unless something crazy happens, I think Oregon wins the Pac-12 and is in the playoff. I was so impressed. Bo Nix, the biggest thing that impressed me was he got the ball out so dang fast. Our pass rush never had an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that we could do to neutralize, we just couldn't. He made quick decisions. He always made the right decision. That was the thing. The ball was out immediately. And the only incompletions that he had were drops. There was like 3 or 4 that hit guys that dropped. So yeah, it was frustrating as a Utah fan, as someone who looked forward to that game and thought it would be more competitive. It was so frustrating. But all the credit goes to the Ducks. They outplayed them. They were better. They are better. And I don't know. That's all I can kind of say.
I mean,
sorry, Coronavirus.
No.
Don't agree, man.
No, I don't agree with that either.
Smoking too much weed. You've already mentioned it already.
I mean,
we were never going to win that game.
No, like I don't have a problem losing to
Oregon,
were prepared. And I don't have a problem losing to a team like that. Like that, they were so impressive. It sucks that it was the way it happened because I just felt like we didn't play well.
Yeah.
Like if we're going to lose, I would have rather have lost us playing our best against them playing their best, but that's not what happened. But I'm with you. Like Bo Nix, I can only remember one throw that he actually was off target.
Yep.
Every other incompletion was the guys dropping it. Like that dude was so impressive. Just everything about their team. I would love to see big things for them because I was so impressed watching them.
There were things though that were, for sure, it's frustrating. 6 points offensively is pathetic.
Yeah,
we had opportunities. For me, it was the first drive. We couldn't get that 4th down play, and then immediately turnover, and we're on their 25-yard line and couldn't do anything.
Can't score. We didn't get in the end zone.
We didn't get in the end zone. To me though, in watching the game, yeah, our offense, it is what it is, but their defense is really freaking good. We just couldn't do anything.
Richard, I did predict 35. I will just say that. So I was half spot on.
Okay, her prediction was far from spot on.
The thing is, yeah, people are saying Utah should have done this, Utah should have done that. Okay, sure. Now, if you listen to Witt in his press conferences, he said they had a great week of practice.
Mm-hmm.
He thought they were prepared. Okay, so they go play the game. They come up with the game plan, whatever it was, and Oregon dominated the lines of scrimmage. They were just better than us.
They were better
on that day. Would it change on another day? I don't know, but they were efficient. Man, they were precise in the way they played, but they dominated us, man. So anybody that's played sports knows that there are those days
you just get your ass
that
kicked.
you go out there and the other team, the other guy, whatever it is just better than you, that's what happened. And so,
I just wish it had been more
props to them.
competitive.
I obviously wish that. I'm just saying.
I mean, if it had
that's
been
what it was,
18-35 or, something like that, where you go, okay, we lost, but at least we did some stuff. It just never was. It just never was. And honestly, Oregon took their foot off the gas too. Whittingham even said it.
They did.
They were up so big in the fourth quarter that they just kind of said, okay, it's over.
Well, they didn't need to
run
the clock out.
And that's what they did. And so it could have been worse.
It was exactly, though, we were talking about it at the tailgate before the game, everything. And you kept saying, we just can't get down too far too early, which is exactly what happened. I mean, they scored first drive, like they just
that first drive, man.
And then our offense, I mean, we couldn't keep up, and that was exactly what happened. And you're right, they could have kept running the score up. They didn't.
There's no need to, though. Utah would have done it if you're up by that much and you're dominating defensively. We've done that all year. Mm-hmm. If we got the lead and our defense isn't allowing the other team to move the ball, then we would just run the clock,
get the clock out.
But their offense was dominating us as well. So yeah, I mean,
and it sucks because it took the crowd out of it. It took the atmosphere out of it. Of course, like we all know, Rice Eccles has the great atmosphere, the home winning streak, all of that, and then they're up 21-3 or whatever it was, just like that. It's like, well, then you can't get the crowd back in.
Yeah, that was one sad thing. Is the crowd was ready. The crowd was ready. It was impressive. The must looked phenomenal. Like I kind of joked, but the delay of game, the first play, that place was ready. And then they just went down. And then they scored again, and it was just kind of over. And the crowd never got an opportunity to really go.
I think missing Barton is huge. I feel like that. I mean, it's like we've talked about so many times, all the injuries. Yeah, but
it's caught up, man.
One dude.
No.
Gary, it's all of the compounded everything.
At some point.
And he's a very big part of it.
Get that?
No, don't try to be called man over here.
I am called man.
At some point.
I think missing him was huge.
Yeah, sure. But there's a bunch of guys, but
that's the point. It's like we've been able to sustain with what we've had cobbled together by duct tape and all of that. And at some point it collapses. I feel like it just collapsed.
Here's what it is we've been able to do that. I agree with you, but none of those teams is Oregon.
Yeah.
And so when you play Oregon, when every aspect of their team is top notch, the margin of error or the margin for victory with the situation of our team is
bubblegum
razor
and
thin, man. And it wasn't there. I would agree, but we're playing this high caliber team, and it did catch up with us. There's no question about it, but there's no excuses. We have who we have on the field. And
yeah, I'm watching the Oregon the rest of the way. And I think I genuinely think that they are the best team in the Pac-12, especially because Washington has slid. What's going on, guys?
Let's get that in a second. I want to ask you a question.
I'm just saying, I think that Oregon is the class. And unless something crazy happens, which they have some tough games, they still play Oregon State. That's a rivalry game. I think that they're in the championship game, and I think they win it, and they're in the playoff. That's my prediction at this point.
We're going to get to some of that with all of them. We can talk about why
their upcoming schedule,
because there's some interesting games still coming up.
But here's the thing, and Whitty, if you look at the stat line, so I went back and looked at the stats.
I thought you just threw the stats away.
Print out. So I've got them on the computer.
Okay, he's going to do the stats now.
No, I'm just saying, go look at the stats.
It was the drama of it all.
And they had some good numbers, and our numbers weren't great. For instance, but they had 18 first downs. We had 13. They had total yards, rushing and passing.
400 and something.
390.
Okay.
We had 241. Passing was only 248. Rushing only 140. I say only, but we only rushed for 99. Stuff like that. Yeah. When I look at, and we actually had the ball longer than they did.
Yeah.
When you look at the stats, you would not get the feel of what the game was.
No.
You can see why they won.
No,
the stats, but the stats don't, and Wood even said this in his press conference, the stats don't even really show how dominant they were
it was
against us. But here, one other thing, I'm just going to, this is a fact. You're talking about Bo Nix. So he was 24 for 31, 2 TDs. He ran one in too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he ran one in as well. His QBR for the game was 95. What do you think, Bryson Barnes' Don't look at that. Bryn's cheating.
I didn't see it.
There's no way. If his QBR is higher, then QBR is the most worthless statistic in college football. What was his QBR?
What's his
16?
stats?
His QBR was 18.
Okay, that's okay. Dang, I was close.
Okay, that's almost a non-existent number.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm not here to. I like Bryson Barnes. I like what he's. He's a gamer. His effort,
tough as can be.
All of that stuff.
I respect what he's done.
But I believe he was overmatched.
He was in over his head for sure
in this game. Now, it's a team. So, yeah, the offensive line. On that one pick across the middle to Vaki. Vaki blew it.
Yes, he did. He stopped
so
his
the
route.
pick was on Vaki, not on
Correct.
Barnes.
And we said that. We watched it live.
It was it.
And Vaki stopped and he threw it. Yes.
Now, I will say this about Vaki. I don't know if you realize it, but he was sick.
Yeah, he wasn't 100%.
He wasn't feeling good. He only touched the ball 5 times.
Yeah, that's what
which was so they didn't make that as an excuse. It was just mentioned. No doubt that was a factor.
Yeah.
Jackson got dinged up a little bit again. And so that, again, those margins, I just feel like Bryson he's a battler, a competitor, but there comes a point where the guys you're up against are just better than you. And so they took advantage of it. Anyway, whatever.
Though
Vele had a great game.
Vele had his best game probably that he's had the whole year.
Considering the situation.
Yeah.
Barnes, my biggest thing, and it has always been my thing with him, is I just wish he would get rid of it faster, make a faster, because he misses guys, like open guys, and then he holds on to it too long, and then at that point, the play is broken up, and then you either have to throw it away or you get sacked or whatever it is. We didn't get one sack on Bo Nix.
We didn't have a chance
The ball's out within 2 seconds.
That's the thing, and that's what made them so lethal. Is it was just like boom,
and it was
boom,
on
boom.
the guy too, man. It was incredible.
Oregon, I mean, we've said it already, but hats off. I walked away from that game just being so thoroughly impressed with the full team. Really, I don't know how much more we can say about it, but I was.
What I like about Witt,
impressed.
if you listen to Witt's press conference today, I think it was the one today. He admits we got in this particular game, we got beat up. It took us, but now is Garoppolo gone now for the rest of the year?
He is made of glass.
He's such a
dude.
wuss.
Look at him.
Oh, dang, man. Oh, there he is. He can't
Look at him
walk.
hobble. He can't even walk.
Okay.
I'm so tired of it.
So what at his press conference, I can't remember the exact question, but he was asking about the players. And the intent was, where could they do better and stuff like that. And Whittingham totally deflected it.
Mm-hmm.
He praised his team. He praised their effort. He praised what they've been doing. He praised it all, and he put the blame totally and
on
completely on himself and the coaching staff.
I'm
listening to this guy going, this dude is a guy I would love to play for.
Yeah. He said that the preparation was great. They were focused, and
that was cool.
The first thing that you have to do after a loss like this is the coaching staff has to look at themselves and their game plan and their preparation, not the players. And I thought that was, I had the exact same thought of you.
Compared to?
And by the way, our players did suck it up and talk to the media after that horrible loss. So
yeah, they did.
Wait, you can talk to the media after a whole embarrassing loss?
You can be a stand-up leader and actually talk about losing in a graceful way. Weird.
All right.
First is another coach, and everybody knows.
Yeah.
Who threw his whole offensive line under the bus. after a loss.
4 games left.
4 games left.
We're gonna replace the whole offensive line next year.
I'm just going, what kind of coach
if I'm
does this,
line,
man?
and I'm going, well, what am I doing here then?
And then you have Witt. He goes, no, it's all our fault.
It's
the coach's fault. We're gonna do better. Stuff like I thought it was cool. I'll about the USC game. I don't think the team fell into this. I didn't really fall into this trap, but I think a lot of people did. Is that we beat USC, and so we compared USC to like Oregon.
Yeah, they're
that we're going to go. We just beat USC, so it's going to be just like playing USC. I'm going in my own head. I think we talked about it. No,
totally different.
Oregon is a lot better, and their defense is one of the top defenses in the country.
USC sucks. Let's just be honest. You let Stanford score 49 points on you.
Cal.
Who'd you say?
Stanford. They played Cal.
It was
Who
Cal.
played Stanford? Washington.
Yeah. So anyway,
49 points from Cal.
They should have lost. I don't want to revisit all that, but I think there was a mindset. There's a mindset that, and it was a great win in the Coliseum. There's no question about that.
Oh yeah.
SC still a good team full of athletes, but they were not Oregon. And I think people may have thought, well, okay, we took them out. We'll go take Oregon out in the same way. Now Oregon,
freaking good.
Oregon's
really
fantastic.
Good. So there you go.
All right. Well, let's a
lot of season. I mean, we got 4 games left, which we'll talk about. But hey, that's one game. The key now is going forward. You can't let this thing mess you up.
That's the thing. They always talk about it. You can't let one loss make one loss turn into 2 losses. You can't lose.
Can't beat you twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Says.
Yeah. And so they had to refocus, and now they have ASU. Fortunately, it's at home. But Arizona State just beat Washington State this last weekend. They've been pesky as crap. They've taken some teams to the wire. So
what's their record? Arizona
what,
State.
2 and
it's
5?
Still, yeah. I mean, they haven't really
2 and 6.
They are 2 and 1, 2. Yeah, 2 and 6.
They've kept it close with a few teams, but they've only beat one.
And
Washington State.
1 and 5 in the league or something.
But beating Washington State, I mean,
so they average.
Hey Gary, it's 3rd and 28.
So they average. This is ASU averages about 20 points a game, and they allow the opponent roughly 27 points a game. Average per game rushing 110. Let's see, what do they do with average per game passing 252? Total offense is it's 362 per game. But they allow 340. Look, ASU. So here's they lost. I mean, they barely beat Southern Utah.
I know.
Now, understanding that it was a new coach, new stuff. That was the first game.
Quarterback.
You got to where are they at now? But they did almost, they beat Southern Utah. They lost to Oklahoma State.
Can you turn this off? Just real quick. Just for everybody to know, it was 4th and 10. And instead of just throwing the ball up on a prayer, the dude takes a sack. It's 4th and 10. What's the worst that can happen? Freaking A, dude.
Fresno State beat him 29-0. SC beat him 42-28. Cal beat him 24-21. If you remember, Colorado beat him 27-24. They should have beat Colorado.
Last second field
goal.
goal.
Choked on that one.
They kept it close.
The thing is, here's Washington. They were at Washington and lost 7-15.
The Washington game is so strange. And then they beat Washington State.
So, Utah at home is going to win. But they got to be careful with these guys because, first of all, they do run the guy will throw in some gimmick stuff to try to fake you out.
They've got the one
Was it in the Oregon OC last year?
I don't know who their coach is.
This guy's in here.
Yeah, what's their coach's name? He's the young guy, right?
I thought he was offensive coordinator for Oregon.
He's young. He's like younger than I am.
But they've got that one dude that's
number 4. I like that guy.
He's good.
He's really good. He's hard to bring down.
Dillingham. How old is he? Does anyone know how old
35.
he is?
Yeah.
something like that. So Arizona State.
I can't read them because the Washington loss was weird. Washington hasn't been the same team since the Oregon win. Like for something's going on there. They just haven't been the same team.
Here's the
I know, it's
standing. Here's the
strange.
standings
It's
as
very
right now.
strange.
And so, can I just say my point?
Yeah, okay. We'll let you do that.
I mean, I haven't had a chance to, but you guys go back and forth, and then we can stick to the standings. But okay, we good?
He scatters all over the place.
Okay,
It's like a
We're good?
shotgun. Okay.
Go.
Here we go.
Boom, boom, boom.
He's 33. That's crazy.
Told you, 35.
That's crazy. They're moving in a direction. I'm with you. I just think Utah rebounds. Thankfully, it's at home. All I'll say is this: when it comes to the Utah fandom, I know the Utah fandom pretty well. I know what's going to happen on Saturday is it's a 1:30. It's a noon kick. You're going to get there at 11:55, and 40% of the stadium's going to be empty. People show up to the game. Okay, the season's not over yet. We have some games that we can still win. If you can't make it, give your tickets away. But this is absolutely a game Utah should win. They don't have a great defense. We can get back on track. Our defense can hopefully lock them down. We should be able to win this game, but please show up to the damn game. I know it's been a letdown now. But show up. Okay, Gary, now you can go into your standings.
He feels much better now.
That I've had a chance to talk.
He's vented.
Gosh. He's right, though.
Oh, which part? Did he have a
People-
chance to talk?
No. He's right about
The people?
people show up. It's like the season's not over. I mean, that's the thing. We've got 2 losses. That's it.
I know.
And we've got big games coming up. We got to rebound on
Everybody
this.
does now.
There's
Yeah.
4 games. We only have 2 home games left. So show up. I get it. It's at noon. It's a rough time. And
If I recall,
Uh,
last year, we made it to the Pac-12 championship game with 2 conference losses. Am I wrong? No. Am I thinking it's going to happen this year? No. But could it happen? Absolutely. The Pac-12 is so freaking weird. You never know what's going to happen. So show up, be loud, please.
the team needs you.
As we all know, Washington's 5-0. This conference stuff.
Yeah.
So Washington is 5-0. SC, whatever we're all saying about them, is they're 5-1.
I know.
And Oregon is 4-1. Oregon State 3-2. UCLA is now 3-2. Utah is 3-2. Arizona is 3-2. Then you have Colorado 1-4. Wazoo 1-4. California 1-4. Arizona State 1-4. Stanford 1-5. So there you have it. Now,
Washington State, that one
That one-
shocks me.
That one surprises
Right?
me too. I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was that bad.
yeah, they fell off the
1-4?
edge, buddy.
Early in the year, man, they were
Jeez.
rolling.
People were, they were. They're ranked and going for it.
Wow.
But it starts this week. Is going to.
It'll thin the herd.
This is some great games. So there's Utah, Arizona State at noon.
On the Pac-12 network.
See, you have to come to the game because you,
You can't watch
it.
At Alton Stadium in Oregon, Cal goes, and Cal is going to get killed.
They're going to get killed. That's not a
Oregon
good game.
is going to win. Here's what it. Washington goes to SC.
Honestly, here's the thing. 2 weeks ago, I would have said Washington kills them. Now, the way Washington's playing, I have no idea.
What is up with Washington? I don't think we really have any Husky fans in here, but what happened? I can maybe kind of see it the week after you play Oregon because it's the really big game and they had to go all the way to the last play. It's kind of like us playing USC the week before and then having to play Oregon, which is rough. But then it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks in a row that Washington has struggled.
And it's not like they went great team to great team like we did. We went USC, Oregon. They went Oregon and then freaking Arizona State and struggled.
And Stanford.
It's like, I get it if you lost that game and that emotional kind of, and then you struggle. But they won the game. It's very bizarre. So I don't know.
Having said all of that,
what's going on there.
having said all of that, do you think who's going to win? I mean, if you're going to put who are you going to win? Because Look,
I still
man,
think
it's Washington's going to go in there and score on them.
What's the spread on
I don't
that?
have a spread on that.
I want to find that out.
But the SE defense
as long as Grinch
is
is still
a sieve, man.
it's so bad.
Washington will win. I still think
Washington has a better D.
it's all the things we've talked about because Washington has the offense.
I
if
think
they
they're
can
going to be ready for it.
if they can put it together. USC doesn't have the defense, and USC, they're not clicking as a team. They're not gelling. It's all the weird stuff going on behind the scenes. It just, I don't know. So I think Washington, but it could. Will I be like shocked if it's the other way? No, not really.
I actually would be shocked myself.
The ESPN predictor has SC favorite at 55%.
No way.
That's the ESPN predictor as of right now.
Is that just
that doesn't
home crowd?
What's the betting line?
Washington 3.5 betting line.
Washington's going to win, man.
It's a 5:30 p.m. kick on ABC.
They're going to shred that.
It'll be a good game. Again, I would agree with you 2 weeks ago. But what I've seen the last 2 games, Washington has been a shell of themselves. Maybe they get it on track because everybody gets their offense on track. USC,
there's lots going on behind the scenes, buddy. I don't.
Come on, Texas Mike. Come on. There is.
Yeah. He had pneumonia. Come on, buddy.
I hate to tell you, but
is Grant still the defensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Okay, then they're going to put up a lot of points.
They're gonna light them up.
At least our game will be over, so you can go home.
Cal put on 49. I know. And every other team,
Penix is going to put up more.
They're going to score 50, and I don't think SC is going to score 50 on the Washington defense. I think Washington knows it. Anyway, enough of that. But Stanford, it doesn't really matter. But you've got Oregon State, Colorado in Boulder at 8 p.m. Mountain.
Oh, it's going to be cold.
Jeez.
Oregon State's going to go in there and grind them.
That's a perfect win. That's a cold weather game at night for Oregon State. That's what they want, dude. Go run the ball. They're gonna win that game.
So, I've got that right here. Let me look at something.
No, yeah, but Oregon State just lost to Arizona.
Arizona's good, dude.
Arizona is good.
They have turned that thing around. I'm scared of it.
No, because we have to go there.
I'm very scared of Arizona. I watched that game. They absolutely outplayed Oregon State.
So here's Washington's schedule. Let's just look at some Washington schedule. SC, then they play us. We have to go up there. Then they play Oregon State. And then they play Washington State. That's their last 4.
That's hard.
So they've got a road ahead of them. These are all the teams that are tied at the top. So SC has Washington. Then they play Oregon at Oregon. So they got Washington and Oregon.
R.I.P.
They're going to lose them both.
R.I.P.
Then SC has to play UCLA. And
he could lose.
He could lose them. And they're going to be playing.
But don't worry, they get a bye week before the Pac-12 championship.
Apologize. I don't know why our audio all of a sudden stopped working well. I don't know.
Is the audio off?
Audio is funky.
I don't know why. You didn't talk anything. James didn't spill anything.
It should be happening. Oh,
whatever. It'll
technology.
I love it. Live show.
We didn't do Oregon. Let's see. They got Cal. Let's see. Arizona State, Oregon State. I mean, all these teams have some. I mean, this is the meat of the schedule for everybody. But so here we are, and what you said earlier. And this, I agree with you. I would presume that in the end, it's going to be Washington, Oregon, Pac-12 championship game. What do you think?
I mean, that's what I would say right now. That's what I've kind of been saying since they played each other. It's interesting though, because I've shifted to now where I feel like Oregon would definitely come out on top. I thought that would be Washington, but we've got a month left, so it could totally shift again. But as of right now, I think it'll probably end up being Oregon, Washington, with Oregon winning.
Yeah, I think so too. Just because they don't have the loss. They don't have a loss yet. So they have that advantage on everybody else. Yeah. And so their schedule's not easy. but I think that they can get through it with one, maybe 2 losses, but probably just one, and then they'll be in the championship game. And then I think Oregon gets them again. I think Oregon is they're hitting their stride at the right time at a neutral field like that, and the revenge plus the opportunity to go to the playoff. Oregon.
I think it's Oregon. But hey, who knows? Week to week, you just never know. But after, of course,
Right.
I've just seen Washington on television. So if I was going to be able to go to the game and see them live, it's always different. But after seeing Oregon play against Utah and pretty much handle them, and we're a good team, they look solid. They were, give props to Washington for beating them.
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
tight.
that's the
It could have
thing.
gone either way. They did beat them.
They beat them.
Now we're 2 weeks after that.
Mhm.
In the end, I can see Oregon winning it all in the league. So here's the top 25. Isn't tomorrow the first?
Yeah. Tuesday is the
playoffs?
first CFP rankings that come out, so that'll be interesting to see.
It'll
But
be interesting to see how they rank
Yeah.
these. But as these go, there really hasn't been much movement. Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State, Washington, Oregon, Texas, Alabama, Penn State. Oklahoma got beat. So they're at 10.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Utah's at 18. You know what, though? Oregon or Washington should be in the top 4.
I know.
I'm just saying, man. I think it's ridiculous.
But who do you put above?
We're the top 4 again.
Georgia, okay. Michigan,
No.
Ohio State,
Florida State.
Florida State.
They're better than Florida State. That's who I put them ahead of.
I mean,
And for me, it's
I put them.
I'd put them ahead of Michigan, honestly.
I put them ahead of Ohio State. First, I know Ohio State's D's playing well.
Yeah.
But Oregon's balanced across their quarterback and everything.
It would be a shame, honestly. And Oregon and Georgia played last year. I know it's a new year. I get that. It would be a shame, though, Oregon 4 and they got to play Georgia again.
Take Ohio State out. I leave Florida State in. That's fine. Get the 2. You can't have 2 Big Ten teams. Take one of them out. You got to put Oregon in.
Well,
That's how I
unfortunately,
feel.
they play each other. So that takes care of itself.
I know, but they'll do something where it's like
Walter Merrick, Washington, Oregon at 5 and 6 shows bias. I agree.
I agree completely. Watch Oregon play a game and go, they're not a top 4 team. No.
Of course, right now you'd have Washington over.
I wouldn't.
Well, but by record.
And they won the head-to-head.
They did the head-to-head, but like we've been talking about, just when you watch them play, Oregon has impressed me way more.
That's true. Don't be surprised if Oregon's at the bottom of the top 10. Right? Can you see the playoff committee coming out tomorrow and Oregon's at like 8?
I guess I could see that, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the top 4.
We'll see. That comes out Tuesday, tomorrow night.
So here's the QBR for the Pac-12. So we can look at the QBR and then the quarterback passer rating because they're a bit different. So QBR, the total QBR is Nix, Penix, DJU.
That's surprising.
Interesting.
Caleb Williams, Noah Fafita. That's Arizona, who we got to go up against.
He's looking so good.
Then Cam Ward, then Shador, then Stanford dude, then the dude from Arizona State, and Bryson Barnes at a whopping 44.2 QBR.
Yes.
That's a fact, man.
Wow. Behind Arizona State.
Now, if you go, see, this is an interesting thing with passing rating for the Pac-12 is Bo Nix is number 1 still, even on that, and Penix.
He's completing like 78% of his
Caleb
balls.
Williams, Noah Fafita's 4 under this.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
Yep.
Go there in 3 weeks.
So,
Then we've got
the week after we play Washington.
Phenomenal.
Bryson Barnes actually is at number 12.
Phenomenal.
Bryson Barnes at number 12. And there's some other backups and stuff. But here's the interesting thing. So what you said, completion.
Isn't Fafita their backup too? Like he wasn't there.
Yeah, Delara, he beat him out.
Oh, Delara, that's who it was.
They got 2 guys can wing that thing around.
Oh.
You're right. Bo Nix has a 78% completion percentage.
And how much higher would that be
Fafita,
if the guys don't drop the ball?
Wait till Bo Nix plays USC. I tweeted this out. He's going to have a 96% completion rating against USC. It's going to be unbelievable. Yeah, if his guys don't drop 3 passes on Saturday.
It's probably 96%.
Honestly, it was unreal.
Oh, man.
you've got Fafita. He's averaging 76% pass completion in Arizona. That's good, man. 71 for Shadur. Cameron Ward is still almost 70.
That's
Caleb Williams is at 68, which is okay.
See, that's interesting. So Shador
has a
is
higher completion
third
rating.
there, but his QBR he's like second to the last.
It's about turnovers and how when you're out on the field it takes into consideration all the factors.
Does it take sacks?
Yeah.
Sacks,
Which he's been sacked.
all that.
He gets
like
hit.
the most out of any quarterback or something like that. Crazy.
I'll give him credit.
You
The
wanna
fact
know what
that
it
he's
is?
still playing right now,
I know.
after all the hits that guy's taken,
I know it's
tough
true.
dude. I'll give him
Sacks.
credit.
Oh god.
So here's the sacks. Shadur Sanders has been sacked 41 times.
Oh my gosh.
The next closest is Caleb Williams with 20. He's been sacked 24. Cam Ward 22.
41 times.
That's crazy.
Let's see. We go down here to
I didn't realize it was that high. Oh my gosh. Seriously, how is he still walking?
He's
Bo Nix.
limping around against
Bo Nix
UCLA.
He was.
sacked 4 times.
4 times. That makes sense after watching him live. You don't have
Barnes
time to get
sacked
to him.
7 times.
Who?
Barnes. So only 7 times.
Jeez, wow.
So
4 times.
there you go. It's fascinating. I don't know.
Well, and
His
how
first
many
shit
more
career.
times is he gonna get sacked, especially now with his O-line might just let
Stop.
people walk through? I don't know. Oh, that's
Crazy.
awful.
Well, they play Oregon State this week. Oregon State has a great defensive line.
You know,
All right.
It'll be interesting to see. So, I mean, there's other stuff. I don't know if there's anything you want to look at, but
No, I mean, what?
All right.
I don't know. We're winding down.
Let's have some fun.
Let's do some fun things. Do you want to do Halloween
Any
first or
flush?
Gary first? You want to do your yes, no, maybe so's?
all right, here are some yes, no, maybe so. QBR, this is from Jesse. QBR also takes the game situation into account for each play. And that is a major factor because you can be at the end of the game chalking up a bunch of stats. Right.
Yeah, that's
Where you're behind and, this prevent defense so you can get a bunch of yards, stuff like that. QBR levels that off a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse.
Yeah, I don't know how many sacks UCLA had. They had a ton.
They had a ton. And they hit so many times.
It was beautiful to watch.
It was unbelievable.
I'm not saying. I loved watching UCLA just pound that dude into the ground. I'm just saying.
oh,
They were a much better team. It was crazy.
It was lovely.
oh yeah.
The only reason that Colorado was anywhere near being in that game is UCLA had 4 turnovers in the first half. Just dumb plays, and then finally they kind of got it together. But he got hit so many because they don't run the ball. They cannot run the ball. They
They didn't even try.
don't even
Do they
try.
even have a running back?
It's Madden, dude. And so the defense knows they're not going to run it.
Yeah.
So they can just tee off on the guy. It's incredible to watch.
We should have dressed up as the Tell Boys.
Opportunity missed.
Dang it, we did blow it.
I'm not a dressed up kind of guy.
Your yes, no,
Okay,
maybe
yes,
so's.
no, maybe so. Does Aaron Rodgers come back and play this year
Oh,
after his Achilles?
You know
He was
what?
out throwing the ball.
I'm gonna say yes.
He totally does.
Do you think so?
I am gonna say yes.
Okay,
Sure,
should we
let's
say
say yes.
season and playoffs if they make it? And actually, they could possibly do it. Regular season, yes, or if they make the playoffs,
If
yes.
they made the playoffs, yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The dude's already out there. Like,
But he tore his
I know, but
Achilles, man.
Yeah, but he's got some weird relationship with like
He's
the
probably in some dark
voodoo and the doctors.
he, like,
and-
ayahuasca.
I don't know what he's
daily.
doing.
like he went into the retreat where he was in darkness for like 3 days. I don't know. Something's working.
Yeah, he's back. Yes.
I say no.
Oh,
Surprised me you would Say no.
If he tore his Achilles, and the problem is, okay, even if that he thinks he can go with that leg, he hasn't been able to. You won't have any chance to practice to be in shape, dude.
No, I know.
I
But
can't
Aaron
see it,
Rodgers
man.
with a 40% Achilles and not practicing is going to give you a better chance to win the playoff game than Zach Wilson.
All right. Yes, no, maybe so. Michigan is going to get major sanctions because of their sign stealing. Yes, no, maybe so.
Yes. I said this to both of you. Watch, Michigan's gonna win the national championship, and then they'll take it away or something like that from them because of all their sign stealing.
I think the NCAA has had enough of Harbaugh and all his
It
stuff,
sure seems
and they're
like
going to
it.
send a message on this one. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But
You watch TV and steal the signs if you want.
right, but they didn't.
I don't know what sanctions they're. It's like it's meaningless, but I feel like they're gonna do
They
something.
can do it.
They're gonna do something.
They'll do something. It'll be big.
To make
Okay, I'm not
make
saying
an
a slap.
example.
I'm saying a big thing, whatever it may be.
Like the USC thing, losing 40 scholarships or whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be.
You
As
know,
Michigan, I'd say sorry, no.
the NCAA is, of course,
What are they
gonna,
going to do about it?
of course they're going to do it though because they have
At
to
this
start
point.
their. They have to try and make it seem like we're still in charge when
They're
everyone knows
not.
they're not.
A bunch of nobodies.
I say that there's. Yeah, I say there's going to be.
They're going to bring the
They're gonna
hammer
do
down.
They're going to bring something down, but you know what? Harbaugh is going to be in the NFL next year.
He'll pull Pete Carroll, and if the sanctions come, he'll jump ship. That's what he'll do.
NCAA is a joke. My other yes, no, maybe so is actually Oregon and Washington, which we already talked about. So I think we said, or as far as okay, let's just say get into the playoff, Oregon or Washington. Which one do you think will make the playoff?
Oregon.
I mean, that's hard though because based on record, it would be Washington, but
They'll
based
play
on
each other in the playoff in the championship
in
game.
the championship game. Well, so yeah, then if Oregon wins a championship game, then yeah.
See, this is the thing at this point. So if they both made it to the championship game, and then Oregon wins out, and Washington, even if they win out, and then Oregon beats them, I think they would go in front of them because that'd be the championship game, and everyone knows how close it is.
I'm going to that, by the way.
It's Oregon, Washington.
It's Oregon, Washington.
Man, that'll be.
Hey, we
I'm
got
going.
tickets.
Yeah, if you
Okay,
want,
here's a question from Rose: if Lincoln Riley stays another year, will he keep Alex Grinch as defensive coordinator?
I'm going to say yes because Grinch must have some dirt on Riley that is like would blow your mind. That's the only reason I can think that he has kept his job.
No way he's staying. He's got to be fired.
Why has he not been fired yet?
He is mid-season stuff. Okay. Yes, no, maybe so. I say he's gone. At least for sure next year.
If he's not, then it's confirmed that he has the most dirt of
He's
anything.
got some kind of blackmail on. Of course, Riley's going to be in the NFL, so it's not going to happen.
As long as,
all right, give us some
James,
good.
you
all right,
have
here we
your-
go.
Good stuff,
Let's do
James.
some Halloween stuff. We got a few
Halloween,
minutes.
Halloween.
Tomorrow's Halloween. First of all, do you guys like Halloween? Are you Halloween people?
No.
I don't
No,
mind it.
I've never been to Halloween. It's not my holiday.
I'm kind of with you. I don't like dressing up. Not my thing. I'm like an idiot. I know it's Halloween.
The last time I dressed up, my husband and I dressed up as the Spartan cheerleaders from Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah.
And the whole time people were like,
People didn't get it.
they're like, who are you guys? I was like, okay, I'm never dressing up ever again after that.
Who were you supposed to be?
You know the Will Ferrell, the cheerleaders from Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
See, he doesn't even know.
I remember, but it wasn't obvious enough, was it?
It was actual costumes. It says Spartan. Like,
I guess Flush loves it.
that's what I'm saying is nobody knew who we are. So I was like, okay, I'm not dressing up ever
Okay.
again.
All right.
I don't
Yes,
like
no,
Halloween.
maybe
Go ahead.
so. Give it to us.
Okay,
maybe.
okay. It's not
All
yes.
right.
No,
No, it's
join
not
us.
yes, no,
It's
maybe
just
so.
Halloween.
It's
It's
just
just Halloween.
questions.
We got to start with the easiest one. What is the best Halloween candy? You go to a door and you say trick or treat, and they've got a bowl of any. What do you take?
I take bubble gum, man.
What? The hell? It's not on anyone.
I'm like, man, gum. Give us some gum,
Are
baby.
you talking about like
Or-
the
and when
pink
I was
kind?
a kid, our neighbor owned a meat company right across the street. and they'd give hot dogs out on a hot dog on a stick. So that's I love.
Gary goes for the meats inside.
So I'd prefer a hot dog because it was ingrained in me as a child. But if I had my choice, man, give me some of that chew.
Both of those are the weirdest answers I've ever heard.
I didn't expect those. Okay, Bryn.
My favorite is the Hershey's cookies and cream bars.
Those are really good.
Those
are relatively new.
Those are my favorite.
Those are new. Reese's peanut butter cups.
I mean, that's the classic.
That's the classic. Yeah. So, come on. Okay.
What's the
worst Halloween candy. What was the one thing you would give away immediately?
Okay. What are those little corn?
Candy corn.
Candy corn. I hate that stuff.
Awful.
It's the worst.
It's
candy
wax.
corn should not even be. It should all be burned.
Candy corn and Ron F. I'm sorry, but black licorice is awful.
No.
That's awful. He said that was his
What kind of
favorite
flavor is that?
No, I can't do black licorice. Ew. And candy corn is the worst. And Michelle, I want to come to your house. Man, you do scones and honey butter?
Okay. I like that.
DM us and tell
Wait,
us where
who's
you
doing
live.
raisins?
Oh, my kids have gotten raisins sometimes.
No, the worst is Mounds bars.
Candy corn.
Mounds?
Yeah, Mounds. No, yeah, Mounds.
It's got coconut in it.
Okay.
I
Next.
like almond joys.
Maybe it's almond joys.
Cherry corn balls.
What is that?
Toothbrushes.
When people
No, we're on our way.
Rose likes candy corn.
Okay, Rose.
You're the one and only person on earth.
If I get some, we'll send it your way.
I had my kids. We had some candy. I had them eat it.
Ew,
It's candy.
so bad.
One bite out. Gone.
My grandma used to have like the candy bowl, and she used to put the candy corn in there.
Mm-hmm.
No way, man!
It would just
You'd be
sit
fingering
out.
through everything,
Trying to find anything
and
else.
what would be left is a bowl full of candy corn because everyone hated it.
Awful.
All right,
Coconut ruins everything. Yes. Okay.
Oh, I like
What is your favorite scary movie?
Signs.
That's a good one.
Signs.
I love
the
that
alien when he walks by, he creeps by. I screamed in the movie theater when that happened. Signs is a great one.
I like Alien. Is
I
that a
knew
horror
it,
movie?
yeah.
Alien.
Alien is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it even holds up in today's.
Oh, it's great.
Turn off the lights, turn up the volume, and watch Alien. I'm
great.
just saying.
There's some good ones.
What's yours?
Alien was on my list for sure. I don't like scary movies. No, I really don't like the gore movies.
Yeah.
Those are awful to me.
Chainsaw stuff.
No, I'd rather like the suspense.
Death Rooms.
I'm all about.
No, man.
Saw. No. Alien was actually my answer too. Probably 'cause
Shining, yes.
Chinese.
It's creepy, dude.
Shining's way creepy. I haven't seen that movie since I was
Watch
13,
it. It's a
though.
classic.
Remember when the Blair Witch Project came out? Remember that? That was kind of freaky. But now you watch it and like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Chainsaw.
No, man.
No.
I don't want to
I don't want
watch
some guy's arms and heads.
No,
No.
I know. I just can't do
No.
it.
No. Okay, here we go. What's the favorite costume you ever had? Growing up as an adult, dressed up as that you liked?
I remember when I was a kid, I was Maggie. Maggie Simpson, the baby.
Man, The Simpsons has been on that long?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
My whole face was painted yellow in my hands, and my mom spiked my hair and did it yellow. It had the blue nightgown and everything. That was a good one.
The new Barbie movie is a horror flick.
I think I agree.
I actually haven't seen
I
it.
think I agree with that.
Okay.
You haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'll never see it.
What's your favorite costume?
Honestly, my favorite costume, let's see, would it be so I had the plastic skull thing you could attach to your face, and then you could talk and it'd move. It looked real.
That's cool.
In the dark. And then you have the hooded cape.
It's the Grim Reaper, yeah.
It's sort of the Grim Reaper. And you would sit in a chair with a candy.
Scare the
and people didn't know if you were real or just a fake thing, And so they'd be looking at your face, and they couldn't tell.
Gary just loving to
And so the
scare
moment they
neighbors.
would go for the candy, you give them a little joke. I love that was a great one. Come on.
I couldn't really.
You couldn't think of
one.
anything you dressed up as a
I was
kid?
I was a pirate one time, and that was because we had friends who had a really good pirate costume. It was like 6th grade. That was pretty cool. But
I did Ghostbusters when I was in high school.
I've been a cowboy once.
Did the Spice
I've
Girls?
been a hick before a few
Did the
times.
Spice Girls with my friends.
Is that in high school?
Spice Girls, I think I was middle school. Speaking of Spice Girls, have you finished watching Beckham?
No, just watch the first one. I like the first. Don't say anything.
Oh, he's beautiful.
Oh, he's so hot.
But he talks like this.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
I don't care.
Okay, we've fallen
last
off
one.
the edge, but there we go.
Last one. Do you have any Halloween traditions besides just handing out candy or doing it? Or did you have any when you were a kid? Maybe you play with a stick and a wheel or something?
With a stick and a wheel?
Like candlelight? Is that what'd you do when you were?
The best tradition I had at one time was when we had a spook alley. Oh, okay. That was fun. Spook alley in the garage. It was classic, man, in the neighborhood. That was fun. But then-
Rose, I dressed up as Baby Spice. I mean, blonde hair.
Ginger Spice.
You were Baby Spice.
It made sense. I was the blonde one. I don't know. I just don't love
Tradition,
Halloween.
come on.
Halloween's not my
The
thing.
Grinch
So
of Halloween is right here.
I'm not the Grinch of Halloween. I just don't feel like I have a bunch of traditions for Halloween. Because
No, I mean I had the
the
traditions when you were little. Trick or treating has changed though.
Yeah, it has.
It used to be like 15,000 kids were outside. Now it's the trunk or treating. I don't like
trick or
it.
treat as much anymore.
I remember we used to do our neighborhood, and then we would all get in like a Suburban and go over to the wealthy
Go
neighborhood.
to the rich neighborhood and get the full
get the
size.
full size. You come back and you
You
got
get the candy, full-size candy.
full size candy bar.
Yeah, you gotta
That
go
was
to the
nice.
Big
But then
houses.
we had to bust back
Stacks
to
of gum.
back to our crowd. All right.
All right, man.
All right.
Pumpkin carving. That's
That was
I
fun.
need to go carve a pumpkin.
You haven't done it yet? I think
Well,
you're running out of
you
time.
better do it tonight and go get your bubble gum for you. The worst answer
That is an
I've ever
unbelievable answer.
heard.
People understand.
All right,
No.
Utah fans,
Not
please
one person
that's
was
some
like,
fun.
yeah.
be there Saturday noon, Arizona State. Oh, you.
Let's keep this thing rolling.
Yeah.
A lot of
Hey,
football
let's
left.
get the
4
ball going.
games. Let's enjoy it.
Come
See how
on.
it plays out.
Be there. Please be there.
Do this.
Hey, hit that USC button for me though, real quick. Because
We need some positivity.
The what?
USC.
the USC button.
No, okay, we will. We're gonna do it. Just for the heck of it.